Arrivée à 23 ans, j'avais tout de la jeune femme entreprenante et inspirante. J'étais engagée, dévouée. Je fédérais des dizaines de personnes autour d'initiatives, j'en accueillais des centaines dans d'autres. Mais j'étais malade, et je ne prenais pas autant soin de moi que je le pensais. Le cœur brisé, un deuil, la trahison, l'épuisement, l'incapacité de comprendre un corps déréglé, le burn-out. J'avais disparu. Dépersonnalisation, dégoût, défensive, mal-être. Un jour, la crise de nerfs. La convalescence, l'absence, et soudain le retour. Je suis revenue à moi avec la curiosité de reprendre tout à zéro, en accord avec ce que j'ai toujours été, en dehors de ce à quoi j'ai toujours été attachée. Alors je suis partie, avec l'envie de reprendre confiance en l'être humain. À partir de cette décision, j'étais redevenue moi, Myriam Toumi, l'optimiste, celle qui voit en l'autre la possibilité d'un futur positif. C'est ainsi qu'au fur et à mesure, je les ai rencontrés, mes miroirs, ceux qui allaient nourrir l'espoir que j'avais en moi en me confiant le leur. Le plus difficile n'a pas été de les trouver, ni de les enregistrer, mais d'à mon tour prendre la parole pour partager la leur. Je veux de nouveau faire partie de la solution, et je suis convaincue que la rencontre et le partage sont des remèdes. Ils l'ont été pour moi, alors ils peuvent l'être pour d'autres. Aujourd'hui, je suis Myriam Toumi, et j'ose. La musique que vous entendez en fond est celle de l'incroyable être humain que vous allez découvrir. Mais le mieux, c'est que je le laisse se présenter.
Well, my name is Jonny Eureka, and I'm a singer-songwriter, filmmaker, visual artist, all sorts of things, and I live here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Jonny Eureka is an artist persona name that I came up with about a year ago in my own looking to transform who I am and to create something to inspire others to seek something that makes them happy, something that is true to them.
Inspirer les gens à être heureux, voilà que j'aime déjà cet échange. Alors j'ai demandé à Jonny de me parler de son dernier projet.
My newest project that I'm working on is an album. It's an EP. It's called Into Sea, and it's inspired by my time living here in Hawaii and the healing experiences that I've had just being in the ocean and how important water is and being in water.
Le pouvoir de l'eau, l'intrigante magie d'Hawaï. Après 2 semaines passées à Oahu, ces mots me parlent et je me demande le chemin parcouru par Jonny pour arriver dans cet environnement où il a guéri.
I'm originally from California, and I grew up in Southern California, and then I moved to Northern California. It's all the same. Well, it's not all the same. It's actually quite different. California is really long, and there's so many different areas within it. But as I was traveling and moving, it was actually after a relationship that didn't work out. I got pretty heartbroken, and I kept going north. I moved up to Oregon, actually, which is right above California, and I have some family there. My grandpa lives there, and my aunt and uncle live there. And I was in this heartbroken state, and I went from there, and I was looking for a healing, and I found it in music. And I took all of that pain and I transformed it into art and created my first music album, which I released last year, which is just a self-titled EP called Jonny Eureka, which is when I came up with that kind of, persona of seeking to find something that's kind of greater than us, bigger than us, or some kind of connection with everything, the interconnectedness that I think a lot of humans are looking for. Synchronicity and serendipity and all that good stuff. So I was up in Oregon and I put out the first album, and then I contacted my friend out here in Hawaii. I was just wondering what he was up to. But I'm not on Facebook, so I contacted him on Couchsurfing because I knew he was on there, and I think that made him think that I wanted to travel. And so he was like, "Oh, you want to come visit?" And I was like, "Well, I wasn't contacting for that. I just wanted to say hi." But then that got me thinking. He's like, "I think you should come here." Then he invited me to move here So I was like, well, I wasn't planning on that either, but I just saw it as an opportunity to continue healing and continue growing and continue exploring music and art and film in a beautiful place. I mean, there's a reason why Hawaii is like the #1 vacation destination on the planet. It's beautiful. Like the nature here that I've experienced, and the ocean and the trees and the mountains, it's unreal. It feels like a movie, you know? But I mean, movies are imitation of life and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, and it's definitely been an important part of me growing more and healing more and letting things go. And the water, the ocean itself, has been that for me, because whenever I go into it, I just feel better, you know. And I think that there's actually a lot of like scientific properties behind that, you know. I think that today in our society we spend way too much time on our phones and our computers, which is probably what somebody's watching this on right now. You know, it's a way that we can connect with one another, and that's good that we use it as a tool. But then if we overuse it, we're getting bombarded by too many images and actually too many positive ions. And actually when you go into water, the negative ions in the water like releases all that. So it's actually really good for you just to get into water of any form.
Écouter Jonny me rappelle cette habitude que j'ai prise pendant le voyage, de flotter sur le dos, de saluer le ciel, le soleil et puis l'eau, d'être reconnaissante envers cette nature qui me donne tout ce dont j'ai besoin. Cette envie aussi de pouvoir aller regarder la mer pour apaiser l'anxiété dès qu'elle pointe le bout de son nez. Alors je lui demande comment il a procédé pour transmettre cette énergie positive de l'océan en musique.
How did I create this album? The album is inspired by the ocean, and it's inspired by, I guess, surf music. But like, surf music has been so, I think, cheesy in the past. A lot of it, and a lot of it was written by people who weren't surfers. And I was surfing a lot, and I was spending so much time in the ocean, and I was experimenting with, I was looking for a new sound, a new kind of music, and I wanted to write something that was surf music, but that was written by someone who's actually surfing. You know, the Beach Boys, I think only one of the Beach Boys actually knew how to surf. But I was actually really inspired by Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. He has this amazing album called Pet Sounds, and actually this is the 50-year anniversary of Pet Sounds this year, which I thought was kind of cool and synchronistic. But I watched this movie about Brian Wilson's life called Love and Mercy, and it like kind of delves into his creative process of making pet sounds and what he was experimenting with and like looking to make a new sound. And I wanted to do something similar but different. And so a lot of my influences come from that album, actually, Pet Sounds. And just from being in the water. And like, there's this like sound when you go underwater. You can like, it's quiet but it's loud. And there's a sound that happens when like the waves crash over you. And I think I, not like consciously, but just subconsciously tried to emulate that sound in the sound of the album. Like there's a lot of reverb. It's very like open. When you're trying to capture the ocean in a sound, you just have to be in the ocean. And then just being in the ocean and spending time in the ocean, or spending time in the woods, or spending time in nature really is what it is, that is going to infuse into you. And then whatever you do, whether you're making music or you're, you know, whatever your job is or whatever you're exploring, whatever you're trying to create, maybe you're a painter, or maybe you're a dancer, or maybe, you know, maybe you're a banker, I don't know. Whatever you do, that's going to come through. You know, you're going to have that instilled in you because of the time that you spent there. So I think that when I was making the music, I wasn't like, okay, that sounds like Well, some of it does sound like it's got an ocean sound, for sure, but I think part of it is just what I was feeding in me is now pouring out, you know.
Jonny me rappelle comme le choix de mon environnement est important dans ma reconstruction. Et en parlant de choix, je veux en savoir plus sur les outils techniques qu'il a utilisés pour construire son projet.
I am a do-it-yourself person. I've recorded the entire album by myself. I mixed it myself. I edited it myself, mainly because of necessity. I don't have the means or the finances to go pay for studio time. You know, that costs a lot of money. And I think there's something about doing it yourself with whatever means you have available and putting forth that effort that really shows in the music. Like there's something special, and there's a special sound even just of recording it in a lo-fi area or like not in a nice studio. I think that sometimes when people record in a nice studio, it doesn't sound real. It sounds almost fake. You know, that's not real life. That's like, it's almost too perfect. Or it's weird, you know what I mean? Like I think there's something that's going on with this generation that's coming up right now of do it yourself. Like I can do it too, and like I don't need to do it the way maybe our parents' generation did. And just because it was done a certain way doesn't mean we have to do it that way. We can do it our own way, and we can make it up, and we can figure it out. And then we'll know exactly what's wrong with it when we hear it, and we can make it exactly what we want it to be.
Je souris. Je souris et je suis de plus en plus émue, car ce que j'ai en tête quand j'interviewe les gens que je rencontre est de partager l'importance de leur message, quel que soit le niveau technique du support final. Arrêter d'être perfectionniste est un défi que je me suis lancé pour ce premier projet personnel. Mais il en reste encore un plus grand à relever. Comment se jeter à l'eau quand on ne sait pas ce qui s'y cache? Comment oser? Alors j'ai demandé à Jonny comment lui a osé.
I think it does come naturally for me to figure things out. Like I've always kind of been good with puzzles and stuff. And so I can like figure out I know I can figure out how to do something. But honestly, I was really depressed. And I've struggled with depression a lot over my life. And I kind of when I went up to Oregon, I was at like the lowest I'd ever been. My heart was broken. And I was just sick of feeling that way. And I knew that if I wanted to feel happy, I needed to make a change and I needed to do something about it. And so I kind of picked music as a challenge and also something to put my focus on and my energy, and something that I could get passionate about. I think everyone should have a passion. And if you don't have one, find one. Like that can be your passion, is finding what your passion is, and then you'll find your passion, then you can pursue it. Something that you can really get excited about. Something that you can get happy about when you wake up in the morning, you know, or look forward to tomorrow. And then that'll give your life some purpose, and you know, it'll keep you going. One of my main goals, if not my entire like goal through music and through art, whatever I'm working on, is to inspire others to be happy, or to just inspire people or make people happy. You know, I think because I've been depressed, I know how bad it can feel, and I don't want anyone to feel that way. I want them to feel the best that they can. I want them to know that they're not alone when they feel that way, and that they can do something about it. And yeah, I think that we need each other to remind each other of that sometimes. And I know that when I got depressed, I didn't want anyone to talk to me. I'd close off. And so, but sometimes I would listen to music and that would make me feel better. So maybe I could do that for other people. They can hear my songs, and it's like I can go, and even when they don't want to talk to anybody, they can hear this, and then it can.
À ce moment-là, c'était comme si ma voix intérieure avait parlé à Jonny avant notre rencontre et lui avait demandé de me dire tout haut ce qu'elle n'arrête pas de me dire tout bas. Alors je veux que Jonny développe sa réponse, mais je me perds dans mes questions à m'empêcher de pleurer d'émotion.
It's okay. It's okay to cry. I think you have to feel those feelings. I think you've got to feel the sad stuff, you know? And then you can feel the happy stuff and be even happier. But you don't have to stay sad. Yeah. You know? And I don't think you should. I don't think you should stay sad. You should feel sad. That's good. That means you feel something. But don't stay there. Yeah. You know? You got to move on. You got to move forward.
Avancer, toujours être en mouvement. Voilà une autre phrase clé qui me suit depuis le début du voyage. Alors je continue l'interview et je demande à Jonny s'il a tout de même été entouré à un moment de son projet.
Throughout the entire album process, I've been sharing. In fact, it started there. There's this group called February Album Writing Month that I'm a part of every year, and anyone can be a part of it. It's online, fom.org, and it's a really beautiful community of people who inspire each other, and you share your music that you're writing that month, and then people comment on it, and all of these songs came from there. And so it's definitely a sharing process, and I love that aspect. And you can even collaborate with people on there, and one of the songs is a collaboration, the last one, Until the Sun Goes Down, and so that was a collaboration. I love collaborating with people. It's not as easy as working alone. When you're alone, you can pick and choose whatever you want. It's yours, but you're not going to get the same experience. You're not going to have that back and forth. And whatever you create with someone else, you would have never been able to create by yourself, because you're having that input from someone else. They're coming up with ideas that you're not coming up with, and you're coming up with ideas that they didn't come up with. And I think as humans, we look for that. We're always looking for that kind of connection with someone else, anyone else, you know, so that we can feel that we aren't alone.
La valeur de l'autre, la beauté de ce qui peut être créé par le mélange d'individualités diversifiées. Cela me rappelle les nombreuses réunions d'équipe que j'organisais pour mon association, ou celles aux différents postes que j'ai eus. Combien de fous rires, d'idées plus folles les unes que les autres et de bons repas souvent faits maison ont illuminé tant de mes journées. Comme cet échange avec Jonny, alors qu'il écoutait le mastering de son album sur les enceintes de la maison, et que je lui demandais si je pouvais lui dire ce qui m'inspirait en l'écoutant moi aussi. Cette ouverture qui m'a permis de vivre mon meilleur moment d'échange artistique, en passant des heures à scénariser un de ses morceaux. Puis 2 jours à tourner des scènes dans Honolulu, une des meilleures expériences de mon voyage. Je demande à Jonny si c'était son premier clip et pourquoi il a choisi ce morceau.
I don't know. I feel like I've made other music videos before, but now that you're making me think about that, I don't think I've technically made a music video before. I mean, I made this web series documentary called Mr. Huffman's Opus. That's like, the whole thing's could essentially be kind of a music video because I did the soundtrack for the whole thing. But no, this might be the first music video that I've made as Jonny Eureka. That's the title track, in my opinion. I know it's not actually a title track because that would mean that the album's called Perfect Wave. But that opening song, I think that probably is my personal favorite, and it kind of states a lot of what I'm feeling, you know. Like, sometimes I laugh when I want to cry, you know. You'll be with people and you'll be laughing and stuff, but you're hurting inside. And but I think we're all waiting for a better thing, or we're all looking for something better. Maybe everybody isn't looking for something better. Maybe a lot of people are content with where they're at. But I think that we should all be looking for something better, or trying to create something better.
Toujours viser quelque chose de mieux. Voilà une bonne raison d'écouter l'album de Jonny. Mais je préfère lui demander ce qu'il en pense et de m'en citer 3.
3 reasons to listen to Into Sea would be, I'm really proud of it. It's probably the most creative thing I've ever produced in my lifetime, so I'm really proud of it. I've never heard anything like it, like sound-wise. I feel like it is a new sound that I've been looking for. That's 2, right? I just 2. And The third one is, if you can't make it to Hawaii, like just listen to the album and it'll transport you there. It's got that good vibration, you know, of the ocean and the surf and the people and the sand. And I've heard people say that they listen to it and it either makes them want to come here or it feels like they're here, or yeah, it's got that resonating out of it. So it's going to be a really good, or it'll probably be out by the time this video's out. So it's a great summer album, you know. It'll give you the sun when you're in the cold.
Je me rends compte que nous n'avons pas parlé du style musical de l'album, alors je reviens dessus.
What kind of music is it? I think that my music is pop, but I think it's experimental, and I think it's I mean, like, it's so many things. It's surf because it's surf inspired. It's indie because it's not a major record label, you know. I'd say it's indie surf pop, honestly, which I don't think that is a genre. Can it be called art rock? It's, you know what, it is experimental though, because literally there's only one song on there that has a chorus. Out of 6 songs, only one of them actually has a chorus. That's not standard songwriting, and I didn't do that on purpose. That's just, I let the songs write themselves. I'm just there to help them get organized, you know. So that's just what the songs were doing, and I was just a part of it.
Pour moi, le tour des questions est fait, et je me sens rechargée à bloc. Mais je demande toujours à la personne en face de moi si elle a quelque chose à rajouter.
I just feel like I want to speak to the young artists out there that are trying to do something and just encourage them, because a lot of young artists get a lot of flack for being lazy or for not having a real job, but art is a real job, you know. It's really hard to delve into your emotions and explore those and then present them to the world, you know. Regular people don't do that, and they just bottle up inside, and, you know, I think that I just want to say to all the young artists out there, keep going and keep doing it, keep exploring. You know you can do it. You don't need anybody else to tell you you can, even though that's what I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you can. So don't listen to the people who say you can't, and don't listen to the people who tell you to quit and go get a real job or whatever they're saying to you. Keep at it. Keep going. Whatever your, and this is for everybody. Whatever your dream is, whatever your like thing that you really want to do, you know, think about the things that you want to do in life. Like, that would be the coolest, the greatest thing that you have always wanted to do. And then go do it, because if we're not pursuing the things that we want to do with our lives, then what are we doing? You know, we're just saving up until we retire and then we're going to do the things that we do. No, we should go do those things. So whatever it is you want to do, go do it, because you can, if you want. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's not going to be easy, but that's what makes it good. Yeah, you've got to, so you've got to know what you want to do, and then you've got to believe that you can do it, and then you've got to move forward with it, even if you take little steps towards it, whatever it is.
À cet instant, je me fais la promesse de ne jamais oublier ce moment, et je demande à Jonny de décrire l'endroit où nous sommes.
Right now we're on we're at Diamond Head in Oahu, Hawaii. This is actually the surf break that I surf at. I don't know, I feel like there's something special about it. The crater itself. It feels like there's like a powerful energy here. I don't know what it is. I can identify things like that, like the specialness of a location, but I don't know what it is. I'm not that. I just can recognize that there's something about it. Plus, it's really close to my house.
En parlant de sa maison, Je me demande ce que ça fait de vivre à Hawaï.
I'll be honest with you. Hawaii isn't the paradise that everybody thinks it is, because you live here, and I think about around the 4th month, you start to get used to it, you know. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of homeless. There's a lot of trash. And they don't show that side of it when they do it in the movies or the tourism, you know. But I think that the natural part of it, the ocean and the mountains and the trees and the birds and the wildlife and the beaches, that is paradise. And so you have to, if you live here, you've got to enjoy those things. If you live in Hawaii and you don't go to the beach or you don't surf or you don't snorkel, then don't live in Hawaii. Like, there's no reason to. But if you live here and you go and enjoy the natural beauty of the island, then it's paradise. Yeah. Plus poke is amazing. You had poke? It's like sushi, but they're not messing around. It's like this hotbed of rice with this ahi tuna and like spicy mayonnaise. It's really good. We'll go get some. Come out to Hawaii and we'll go have poke.
Je remercie Jonny et il me fait ce signe que les gens font à Hawaï. Alors j'ai encore une question. Qu'est-ce donc que ce signe?
You're welcome. This is the Shaka, okay? There's a lot of different interpretations. Some people say that this is the wave, and this is you going with the flow. And another theory is that there was this employee that worked at a sugarcane factory, and he lost these 3 fingers, and he would wave at the kids, and the kids would make fun of him, and they go like that. That's the other story. But what the Shaka means, it's basically like the peace sign. And you can do the Shaka. They call it throwing the Shaka. You can throw the Shaka to someone, and you're supposed to throw it to them forward like this. A lot of people would go like this, but the true Shaka throw is towards someone, because what you're saying to them is aloha, which means I love you and thank you and hello. It's like, it just means like blessings, you know. And the most times you use the Shaka is actually when you're driving in your car. So like when somebody like lets you in, you give them the Shaka. Or yeah, just, it's funny that you use it more in traffic than anything else. But it's not done like this. This is incorrect. That's an old like 80s Shaka. You can throw the 80s Shaka, but the true Shaka is throwing it to someone.
Des salutations pleines d'amour et de gratitude. Quelle belle manière de terminer cet échange. À moi de vous souhaiter la plus audacieuse des vies et la plus belle des histoires à raconter.
Sick of feeling so damn tired. Sick of feeling uninspired. With myself, wanna sail across the ocean. Wanna feel some new devotion to my head. Wanna rise up with a new day. Smile in a new way. Know my worth, wanna believe in happy. Wanna start a chain reaction across the earth.